This is macOS Ken.
Apple hikes the price on some services. We'll look at other OS updates from Apple. And USB-C will charge them all. Eventually. It is Tuesday, the 25th of October, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from macOS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Trade Coffee. Get $30 off your subscription plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Wasn't it just yesterday that Evercore analyst Amit Daryanani said that Apple would eventually raise the price of Apple TV Plus, but that would need more content first? Yeah, never mind, I guess. Both Apple Music and Apple TV Plus are going up in price. 9to5Mac wrote up the changes on Monday. According to that, the Apple Music monthly price has been up by about $1 for individuals and by about $2 for families. Apple TV Plus is rising by $2, which only has one tier and supports family sharing on all plans. Apple One is also going up by approximately $3 per month. Running down, or up, the new prices, individuals on Apple Music go from $9.99 to $10.99 per month. Family plans go from $14.99 to $16.99 per month. Individual annual plans go from $99 a year to $109. Apple TV Plus goes from $4.99 to $6.99 per month. The annual plan is still available, but it costs more, moving from $49.99 to $69 per year. On Apple One, individual plans go from $14.95 to $16.95 per month. Family plans go from $19.95 to $22.95 per month. And Apple One Premium moves from $29.95 to $32.95 per month. Apple offers a couple of explanations. On the music side, they seem to say it's not them. And on the TV side, it's like a Fatboy Slim song, because they can. 9to5Mac has an Apple spokesperson saying, the subscription prices for Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, and Apple One will increase beginning today. They said yesterday. The change to Apple Music is due to an increase in licensing costs, and in turn, artists and songwriters will earn more for streaming of their music. We also continue to add innovative features that make Apple Music the world's best listening experience. We introduced Apple TV Plus at a very low price because we started with just a few shows and movies. 3 years later, Apple TV Plus is home to an extensive selection of award-winning and broadly acclaimed series, feature films, documentaries, and kids and family entertainment from the world's most creative storytellers. Not really a why, but okay. While Apple says the cost increases are effective immediately, your next charge may not be higher. 9to5Mac says people who are already subscribed will get an increase notification 30 days before being charged the higher price. The site says folks outside the U.S. should expect to see similar price increases coming soon. I mentioned on Monday that Apple was set to release macOS 13 Ventura, iPadOS 16.1, and iOS 16.1. That happened, but what I failed to mention were the tag-alongs. A few pieces from Mac Rumors address the releases of watchOS 9.1, tvOS 16.1, and version 16.1 of the HomePod software. On the watch, Apple's release notes say the device can now download music in the Music app through Wi-Fi or cellular, even when the watch is off the charger. The update also adds support for the smart home connectivity standard Matter, and there's a bit of energy tweaking for late model watches. Quoting Apple's note, battery life extended during outdoor walking, running, and hiking workouts with the ability to reduce the frequency of heart rate and GPS readings on Apple Watch Series 8, Apple Watch SE, second generation, and Apple Watch Ultra. Also, security updates and bug fixes. You can grab the watchOS 9.1 update in the Watch app on an associated iPhone. To the parlor we go, where we find tvOS 16.1 awaitin'. Notable changes are aimed at Apple's virtual assistant. They who shall not be named gets a more compact interface according to Mac rumors. There's also a way to enable, hey, you, when listening to Apple TV with AirPods. And moving from non-existent to practically ubiquitous, the tvOS update adds support for the smart home connectivity standard, Matter. All of that and security updates. If you've got Apple TV set to update automatically, it should update automatically. You can also prompt the update through settings on your Apple TV. Wondering what's new for HomePod software 16.1? You will never guess, of course you will, it's Matter. According to Apple's release notes, software version 16.1 adds support for Matter, the new smart home connectivity standard that enables a wide variety of smart home accessories to work together across ecosystems. This update also includes performance and stability improvements. HomePods will update automatically if you let them. You can also prompt any updates through the Home app on an associated device. Macs that can't handle the trip to Ventura may still have an update today. AppleInsider says the Cupertino company released macOS Monterey 12.6.1 on Monday, as well as macOS Big Sur 11.7.1. Security-focused releases both. The piece says they address issues tied to Apple mobile file integrity, Ruby, and sandbox systems. One more update from Apple about which to tell you. Another piece from Mac Rumors says Apple has released iTunes 12.12.6 for Windows. The piece says the update adds support for the new iPad Pro and iPad. It's also said by the report to address security vulnerabilities. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, Trade Coffee. I have two kinds of coffee in the house, the kind I sort of use for fuel, and the kind I actually savor. Fuel's for the morning when I'm barely conscious of anything. My midday coffee is seriously one of the highlights of my day, made better since I started with Trade Coffee. Trade partners with the nation's top-rated independent roasters to send you coffee that they know you will love, fresh to your home and on your schedule. These are small, local businesses that they've found around the country. Sign up and not only are you getting bags with great personality from people with a passion for what they do, you're also getting a mean cup of joe. Or a smooth cup of joe. Whatever you like. Whether you already know what you like or are new to specialty coffees and need some help, Trade makes it easy and convenient to discover new coffees. They have turned me on to so many great roasts. See what they've got for you. Right now, Trade is offering macOS Ken listeners a total of $30 off your subscription plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/macOSKen. That's drinktrade.com/macOSKen for $30 off your subscription to coffee I am sure you're gonna love. drinktrade.com/macOSKen. And thanks to Trade Coffee for sponsoring today's show. Two random tales of hardware today. First, if you've got a first-generation Apple Pencil you want to pair with this week's new iPad Pro, you apparently cannot. You can't pair the first Apple Pencil with a USB-C iPad Pro, according to a piece from AppleInsider. The report says Apple's new adapter is only intended to connect a first-generation Apple Pencil to the new iPad, referring to the sort of entry-level 10th-generation tablet. The piece goes on to say that that adapter can't be used to let the older Pencil work with the iPad Pro models designed to have the second-generation Pencil. It reminds me of the time I bought an Xbox One and a single controller. I assumed that one of the controllers from my Xbox 360 would work with that new console. This feels worse somehow, though. I mean, there's plenty I don't know about hardware, but it's hard to see why the old pencil wouldn't work with the new hardware. I mean, without assuming the worst, feels ugly. The other hardware story is more future-looking. After months of hearing that the European Union was going to mandate that all portable electronics sold in member nations use a USB-C port for charging, that decision is finally official. The EU issued a press release Monday saying that final approval had been given and that in 2024, a USB-C port will become mandatory for a whole range of electronic devices, such as mobile phones, tablets, and headphones. This is likely to affect you, even if you don't live in the EU. Apple, Samsung, and so many others will not want to give up business in the European Union. At the same time, they probably won't want to go through the trouble of making one model of hardware for one region and another for the rest of the planet. We had a partial list of affected devices before, though the press release was more specific. According to that, the new rules will apply to a wide range of portable devices, including mobile phones, tablets and e-readers, digital cameras and video game consoles, headphones, earbuds and portable loudspeakers, wireless mice and keyboards, and portable navigation systems. If I'm reading the press release correctly, the port rule will apply to devices released in November or December of 2024 and later. The rules also affect laptops, though they do not have to comply until spring of 2026. And finally today, waiting for It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown to hit broadcast this year would be like Linus waiting for the Great Pumpkin. Spoiler alert, not going to happen. However, viewers who want to can still catch it at no cost this weekend only. While we had heard that Apple would be doing this with the Thanksgiving and Christmas specials, a piece from Macworld says Apple is making the Halloween special free to stream, no Apple TV Plus subscription required. You will need high-speed internet, of course, as well as a device on which to stream it. You'll also need an Apple ID. Kind of a drag, but at least those are free. As for where and how to see it, Macworld says it will be viewable through the TV app on iPhone, iPad, or Mac, on smart TVs with the Apple TV Plus app, on an Apple TV device, and on the web at tv.apple.com. The window has not opened yet, and it will not be open long. The piece says It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown will be free to view from Friday, the 28th of October, through Monday, the 31st. Today on the Mac Observer's Daily Observations podcast, TMO Managing Editor Jeff Butts and I talk over the price hikes on Apple's music and video services. Plus, U2 frontman Bono has spilled the beans on the gift of music a lot of iPhone owners really did not want. We'll hit all that today on the Daily Observations podcast from the Mac Observer, online at macobserver.com or wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Trade Coffee. Get $30 off your subscription plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.